Just something I want to point out real quick before we get into the team analysis. Some battles from this competition will be posted to YouTube and others will be streamed, so you can keep an eye out. And I'm also sure that someone from PoGoRaids will post a link to the Twitch channel in the description. But with that in mind, let's take a look at the teams here. So from Heater's side, I actually really like the Kyogre. It has play against everything except for Dialga, and even then, it's not too bad against Dialga with the shield advantage. Can really chip away with the waterfall damage. You wouldn't even know it's resisted sometimes. So like Garchomp, I think Garchomp can harass the whole team except for Avalugg. Of course, Heater has the double charm strat. There's no charm resist on HeartbrokenKid's side, so the double charm strat could be very powerful. For Heartbroken, I really like Dialga. Of course, it has play against everything, especially with energy. The Landorus is also quite good and can harass most of the team, and of course, Kyogre has to throw a move to kill Lando, otherwise it will lose the zeros. The Mew's a very flexible pick, and I think the Avalugg looks pretty good against the whole team except for the Kyogre. So, interested to see how these two will play it out. Let's get into the first battle. And we see Mew lead, a safe lead. We'll see if it has Wild Charge or not. It does have Wild Charge. Wild Charge is not enough to KO, so you're going to need two. He's choosing not to go to back-to-back, so I fully expect the nuke and dip here. He's going to no-shield, goes into Raikou, and out comes, Gardevoir. So this is probably a double charm team. I think this Raikou probably would have been answered by Garchomp if he had it. So Raikou's going to be able to win the ones here, unless Heater wants to commit to the 2-shield, which might be worth it. Which might be worth it. Okay, he's going to let it go down. Sylveon's going to come out. I expect the Mew will just come back out to get a couple moves off. 2 Surfs won't KO, but should put the Sylveon fairly low, as long as he can sort of neutralize this threat. Then, it's going to shield that. Really? Okay. I didn't expect that. No one expected that. Probably would let this Psyshock go. That's totally fine. Not going to throw the move, which makes sense. It wouldn't KO. Going to need to Iron Head this anyway. Is running Thunder. Doesn't really need the Draco Meteor, so I think that makes sense to not debuff against the Kyogre. This is enough to take it out. And you're going to easily be able to Dragon Breath this down. And HeartbrokenKid is going to take a commanding first game win with 2 shields. Curious to see how Heater can reply. The double charm not working quite as well. Especially, I think you need to switch out of the lead, right? Okay, so we're going to see Sylveon into the Avalugg. This is like fairly neutralist matchup, but Avalugg is quite a bit more spammy and tankier than Sylveon, so it's pretty favorable, I would say. Avalanche coming through. Don't need to shield this, but he's going to anyway. Could get to the Moonblast in the zeros, no problem. Gonna throw right away. I expect a no shield from the Psyshock. That's totally fine. Kyogre is coming out, and this is going to be problematic. Dialga is going to be able to farm up quite a bit. Although it's a little awkward if you throw the Iron Head. I don't know why he's shielding this, but okay. Maybe predicting a Charmer in the back and figures if I don't shield this now, like what am I going to be shielding later? So I don't necessarily hate that play. 2 Surfs have come out, so now you can comfortably Iron Head this. Or not, or okay. I don't know why we didn't throw there. Probably should have thrown, then we could have saved the shield and still had a move, but we're going to come out with 2 moves. If this is like ABA Charm, and it might be. Sylveon is coming back out to take this. I'm going to be able to get off 2 moves here. Oh, it's a Hydreigon. Interesting. Okay, well, this Hydreigon's going to have a bit of a problem. There's still, I think the Raikou is going to be able to like Volt Switch this thing down. Or they'll just Simul-K on the Avalugg, but either way, that was looking pretty bad for Heater. So already up 2 games. Let's see if Heater can make a comeback here. This is best of 4. I forgot to mention that earlier, and we have a terrible lead. Not to worry, Charmer coming out. I kind of expecting the 2 shield for a switch here. Cannot have the Kyogre on the Dialga, but unfortunately, the Kyogre doesn't really have anywhere to go. Its best matchup is going to be against Raikou, which would be okay with shields up, but I think probably by the end of this, there will be no shields. This is a pretty safe shield here. I mean, you'd be able to get to another avalanche even if you let that go, but wants to have health to be able to actually win this matchup, which makes sense. He's going to have to shield here if he wants to be able to keep the Kyogre off the Dialga. Not going to be able to. Kyogre going to farm down. That energy could be useful later if he can build to a Blizzard. Ooh, Gardevoir. Oh, and switches into a Charm though, so that's gonna. I think you still get two. You would have gotten the two wild charges if that Charm didn't sneak through, so that's actually pretty bad. But I think you can Dragon Breath this down. So you're gonna have to shield this. He could Psychic Bait for like the defense drop, but he doesn't. Goes for the Shadow Ball. You can definitely Dragon Breath this down. You're gonna be able to get to the Thunder against the Kyogre. Kyogre is still pretty healthy, so this won't like quite one shot, but there's really nothing it can do at this point in time. Surf will not be enough to KO. And looks like HeartbrokenKid is going to take another game and go up 3 games to none. So Heater still has a chance to get 1 point on the board for himself. We'll see if he can make an adjustment here. And this is like, I would say this is kind of a bad lead for Heater, just because we already know that Raikou should be able to get to 2 moves in the ones. That means you're gonna have to go down 2 shields right off the bat, which is pretty unpleasant. He could have elected to try and catch. I mean, I'm not sure why he's not bringing Garchomp. I think Garchomp, except for the Avalugg, looks pretty good. Garchomp's pretty good at harassing Dialga with Sand Tombs, and the Dragon Tail damage certainly adds up. So, okay, but we have Switch. Kyogre probably comes out. And then we have a 0 shield Charmer against a 2 shield Dialga. So this is obviously quite problematic. Gonna Iron Head. Iron Head doesn't quite KO from full, so you're gonna be able to Dragon Breath down and Thunder the Kyogre. Gonna have to shield once. Not a problem. And should be able to get to the Thunder against the Kyogre and take a 4-0 sweep. Oh, just gonna go. I think what you like a breath. If you're 2 breaths off, I guess maybe you die to the waterfall. But I don't know. Yeah, I know. I think you get that Thunder. I think you should have committed. Okay, well, didn't commit. That was the only play though. That was the only play though, right? You have to go for the Thunder there. But that was a very impressive 3-1 by Heartbroken. Unfortunate for Heater, didn't really have the team comp or the lineup to do anything there. Let's get into HeartbrokenKid's next matchup.